Welcome, my name is Aiden. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a new storage account using Azure, and I'm going to show you how to put a file in the new storage account. And so in the previous video, we went ahead and created an Azure virtual network. Now we're going to be creating a brand new storage account. So without further ado, let's get started. And just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do so. It will help us so much. Like and share the video. Now let's get started. So we're already logged in to Azure over here. This is our Azure portal. We're already logged in. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create a brand new storage account. So to create a new storage account, all we do again is gonna come to the navigation menu, or we can search here. So we're gonna come over here to the navigation menu to try to stay in line with our demo from Microsoft and whatnot. So we're going to click on all services, and then we click on storage account. So in here, we're going to be clicking on create to create a new storage account. All right. So this is what we get so far when we're creating the storage account. I'm going to zoom in to show you a little bit of what we're doing. So I'm going to zoom in here. So in the basic tab, we have our usual suspect, which is our subscription. And here we have our resource group. And here I'm going to put my resource group as AZ900 Demo Labs, so I can delete this storage account easily later on. And then the storage account name, I'm just going to call it something simple like I teach storage 1. Actually, all the storage account name has to be lowercase. So whenever you're putting a storage account, make sure there's no uppercase. So I'm just going to call it I teach storage 1. And after that, on the region, I'm going to keep on East US. Now this is the performance there shows you how do you want your storage to perform. Do you want a standard disk or do you want a premium disk? So, and again, we're going to keep it in a standard disk. And it says here recommended for most scenarios, general purpose, B2 accounts, or recommended for scenarios with a low latency. So I'm not doing anything special. And even if I was using this for production, I will still use the standard because it meets the criteria of what I want. So now I'm gonna scroll down. This is a redundancy. Now the redundancy is very important if you're doing this on production. You wanna to protect your storage account or have it highly available. So in here it has geo redundant storage, GRS, but we have several more redundancy options over here. If we scroll down here, we have locally redundant storage, LRS. Again, this is a low-cost option with basic protection, and it basically protects against service rack or drive failure. And again, I'm reading this for you. Basically, recommends for non-critical. And then GRS, which is the one that's default selected, immediate option with a failover capabilities in a secondary region, recommended for backup scenarios. Zone redundant storage, ZRS, immediate option with a protection against data center failures, recommended for high availability scenarios. And then geo redundant storage is ZRS, optimal data protection solution that includes the offering of both GRS and ZRS, recommended for critical data scenarios. So as you can see, those two, the GRS is something that you would use for your production. Obviously, this one is going to give you the greatest level of protection. And so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it locally redundant storage. This is not critical at all. I do not care if this account data ever, works. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to choose this one. But if you're using this on production, you would want to do something like this, geo redundant storage or zone redundant storage. So LRS is fine for us. And now we have our advanced option. So we're going to click on next. On here on the advanced, just to zoom in for you, we have require transfer for REST API operation, allow enabling public access on container, enable storage access key, or enable storage account key access. And so this is again, this all three of them selected by default. And then I can require minimum TLS version 2.0. It's already required actually, but TLS 2.0 is fine. Default to Azure Active Directory as the registered Azure portal. I can make that. I'm not going to do that. And then here is additional level of protection. And then the blob, I can enable SFTP. And this is all preview on the SFTP. And then enable network file system. I'm not going to do that. So overall, the advanced comes up with a lot more option. These three are selected by default. I am gonna keep it as those. On the networking tab, we have, again, let me zoom in for you. We have your enable public access from all network. We can disable public access and use private network or private access. Enable public access from selected virtual network and IP addresses. This is probably the option you want to go with if you wanted to make this super secure. And then on the network routing, Microsoft network routing is the default option. You can do internet routing and whatnot. So this is, again, it's all default. I'm going to go with the default right now. If I'm doing this on production, again, I want to do more planning, so I don't choose something that doesn't make it more secure for my data. Now on the data protection side, as it says here, this protects your data from accidental or erroneous deletion of or modification. So enable point in time restore for container, that's not checked. And the checked one for the three checked one is default one is enable soft delete for blobs, days to retain 7. So if this is deleted, it will retain up to 7 days. Enable soft delete for container, days to retain 7. Enable soft delete for file share, days to retain 7. So anything that's deleted, it will be retained for 7 days. And then we can restore within those 7 days. And then next, encryption. Microsoft does not let you create a storage account without encryption. Whether you do custom one or use Microsoft one, it's up to you, but you have to choose encryption type. You cannot do none. So the encryption, we have Microsoft Managed Keys, MMK, or Customer Managed Keys, CMK. You choose whatever. If you choose CMK, you need to do more, but I'll just choose the Microsoft Managed Keys, MMK. It's fine. Enable support for Customer Managed Keys. You could do that if you want to, but I'm not going to do it. In my environment, I'm good with the default MMK. So now we have tagging. This is something, again, you could apply if you want to make sure that you have labeling for certain resources to meet certain tag, maybe production test, whatnot, but I'm not going to do anything. Now it's time to review. We have our subscription, we have our resource group, we have our location, East US, the name of our storage account, we have our resource deployment model, resource manager, the performance standard. We're doing our application as a locally redundant storage, LRS, and again, we could have chosen RS, GZRS. You could choose a lot more option. And then over here, as far as the advanced one, we have secure transfer, allow storage key access, allow storage account key access, allow cross-tenant application. We have minimum TPA TLS 2.0, public access. We have so many we chose, and now we're ready to go ahead and hit create. All right, so perfect. This is already created. Now we can go to resources. On the resource tab, we have several options. I'm gonna zoom in for you again. We have upload, open, explore, delete, move, refresh, more open, and mobile. So we have these options enabled for us, and then this is the options we have selected. We can modify this if we want to change it to different day or different actual. Instead of 7 days, we can make it 14 days, which is fine. We don't want to do it now. And we have, this is our storage account. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the data storage, and we're going to go ahead and actually try to put a file in there. So in the data storage, we're going to click on container. We're going to create a new container, and then I'm just going to call it I teach. It has to be lowercase again. I teach container 1, and then it's going to be a private, no anonymous access. We could make it where it is anonymous read. So we have anonymous action. So now on the container, we have we just gonna call it I teach container 1. By default, we have private, no anonymous access. We can do blob anonymous read access for blob only. We could do container anonymous read access. So we're gonna keep it private, no anonymous access, and then we're gonna go ahead and create it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go make sure we download a picture and then upload the picture into the container. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's open the container, and then we're gonna go to our Google, or Microsoft wants to use Bing, but I'm not gonna use Bing, and I'm gonna just Google AZ900 and the images section, and then we're gonna copy this one, save as. I'm gonna put it in somewhere in my pictures, or actually somewhere in my videos is fine. Let AZ900, left, and then I'm gonna go back to my container. I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna hit upload. I'm gonna go ahead and browse to my location. It's gonna be under my video. I'm gonna choose my AZ900, and then I'm gonna hit upload. There you go, it's uploaded. Now it's uploaded. We can click on Advanced tab. Under Advanced tab, we can leave everything as default, or we can modify block size. We can do hot access tier, for example. We can do hot, cool, archive, and this is something we can discuss in a more detail demo. But for now, know that there's a lot more flexibility once we do this. We don't have just to create and that's it. We can control this. So on now, we went ahead, we created a storage account in step 1, and step 2, we create a container, and we were able to put a file in the container. And this is what the image would look like. I can download it. I can acquire, lease. You could do a lot more thing and delete. I'm not going to do anything like that. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you do like this type of video, please give a subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. It will help us so much. Have a great day.